everybody. Welcome back to our podcast. I am Althea Rain.
Mahalo Smythe.
And Yuri Inoku.
And we are your hosts for Tre Geek. We have another thing that is definitely not something that succeeded in box offices. We have the movie Bros. And I want to start out by saying I wonder who this movie was for. This movie was written as a male and male type of romantic comedy movie, a rom-com. But here's the thing. Men generally are not into rom-coms, and the women who generally are into rom-coms are either going to be more happily into female-on-female rom-coms or male and female rom-coms. Because I wouldn't go see this movie. It's called Bros, and we're going to sit and watch the official trailer today. Unalive us, please.
God. I don't mind when it's not forced. Like, I've seen my fair share of guy rom-coms. Like, I don't mind saying, yes, I've seen some of them, but they weren't as, like, shoved down our throats than these. Like, I've seen rom-coms, like, from other countries and such, because I kind of find it cute and they do a good story. But when I saw the trailer for this one, I was like, excuse me, what? I didn't like it at all. Not interested in it. And even like they should have find the same person that wrote Love, Simon. That was an amazing movie. Oh God. Let's see what Bros has for us though.
Oh God.
Bobby Lieber coming to you from the future home of the LGBTQ+ museum. Everyone is really excited and totally getting along.
This happens to be Bisexual Awareness Week, and no one has acknowledged it.
We're starting off real strong here, aren't we?
Well, I mean, how can anyone keep up with all the LGBT? It seems like, I mean, they have a whole month, but it seems like every week is like today's like Trans Day or Zizumzer Day. There's always some kind of day. Like, I feel like every week there's a day.
And
so
this guy looks just as confused as us.
in their defense, it's hard to keep up with all the holidays. So
Lesbian History Month was in March. Nobody said a goddamn thing. Of course, lesbians get a month and we get a week.
Of course. Of course.
Wait, doesn't that go with Pride Month?
I have no idea.
Wow, their Pride is very different. Like, there's even divides in there. Dang.
Pride gets a whole month, but I gotta tell you, I saw like someone posting as like International Gay and Lesbian Week or Day or something like this week. So,
okay, where's our straight Pride Month? Where's our straight Pride
No,
Day?
not allowed. Not allowed.
No, not allowed.
Not allowed.
Do you realize how bigoted that is though?
It's not bigoted.
It is. It is. You know what? I make it go down in flames for this, but it is. Because you know what? Yeah, okay, I know. The vast majority of our demographics happens to be straight. Lesbians and them all take up some kind of minority on this level. However, just because you have a minority doesn't necessarily mean that the majority doesn't deserve to have their own orientation celebrated, because isn't it their primary position that they are born this way? So they should take pride in the manner of which they live their lives because they were born that way. So why can't we take pride in the same stance? I was born the way that I was born. You can't make me gay. Why can't I celebrate my pride in the fact that I have a loving and wonderful husband?
Position is, why is anyone celebrating the fact that they have an immutable aspect they were born with by accident?
Yeah.
Like, how about like we just don't celebrate any of that?
If we don't celebrate any of that and we just accept that that is a way of life, that that is part of who we are, maybe we'll have less of a divide.
Yeah. Who
Anyway,
would think it?
So what's happening? Didn't you guys have an announcement?
This is a little unexpected, but we are in a throuple situation.
ew, not my thing.
Well, it was from the creators of Trainwreck and Bridesmaids. You can clearly tell it's gonna be a train wreck. Just saying.
The way that he
And
was
it-
announcing it sounded like he was trying to announce a pregnancy.
I know,
We're
right?
in a throuple.
We're in a throuple. Like, it's so sudden, but
This is
We
so
want to
cringe.
announce-
This is so
Maybe he
cringe.
can get some tips. Maybe he can get some tips from Cody. Cody
You mean-
Brown.
You mean mushroom tips, right? Mushroom tips?
Yeah, mushroom tips from Cody Brown is what they're gonna need.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh my god.
I'm
You're
pretty
gonna
sure
throuple?
Cody likes women. Pretty sure.
Yeah, but he would probably be very good at taking it up the butt. Just saying.
Let me tell you what's progressive now. Being alone. I love my life. I love my freedom. I love my independence.
That's kind of sad.
That I don't.
Yeah, it is kind of sad. Why are we promoting the kind of life where you don't search for your soulmate?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird, and I think it's kind of sad because I think a lot of people are like not getting into relationships until later in life because of that. And I think really the best time to I probably wouldn't have said this when I was younger, but I really think the best time to like get in a partnership with someone is in your 20s.
Well,
Like-
here's the reason for that, and there's a really good reason. We get to be set in our ways later on in life.
Yep.
My mom, for example, she was married to my dad for over 20 years before they finally separated and divorced, and she says, I don't think I'll be able to ever marry again. I'm not willing to change myself for somebody else at this point. Maybe that makes me selfish, but I have become who I am, and I'm set as that. So, and my mom is going to be 60 in a year. So when you are young, you are still pliable and can mold yourself around the person that you want to be with, or can more easily accept their flaws or their quirks than you can when you are 50, 60, 70 years old. And here's a sad truth. A lot of women today are being misled into thinking that they should search for their careers, go and do their own thing, and then look for a man when they have established themselves. But to be fair, most men want younger women.
Yes. Look, even me working at a school, and mind you, I'm working at a middle school. I have so much going on with girls and their quote unquote boyfriends. I'm like, you know that you're in middle school. That's not gonna last at all. You will forget about this boy, and you should see the type of how these girls act. For me, it worries me because they are either taught to think that they need to do that or to have a guy on, but holy shit. Just saying, it's like even in middle school, I've seen those.
Well, I think there's an appropriate age for looking at this. I think really when you're 15, 16, you're still too young. And this is just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because at 15 and 16, you're still looking for yourself. You're still trying to come into your own. Your brain hasn't fully formed yet. But then when you're about 18 years old, is around the perfect time, because while your brain is still not fully finished forming, you will at least have it mostly developed to where you can think about the people that you want to be with, think about who you want as your life partner, and then start seeking that person. Because your brain is still somewhat moldable, pliable, now you can start working that relationship with your individual partner and become one to let you guys' brains finish forming together as one unit for the rest of your lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's.
What?
I mean, it used to be the case that like if women weren't married by the time they were like 25, they were old maids.
They were
They
spinsters.
were old maids. Yeah, they were spinsters who were never going to get married.
And they were
And-
starting their crazy cat lady package.
Yeah.
God.
And here's the thing. I mean, I think there was a lot of toxicity that came along with that, like, you know, arranged marriages or women being married off to a lot of older men
Yeah.
who like, so there was a lot of toxic things wrapped up in those traditions where we kind of stopped thinking about like, okay, well, what pieces of this stuff actually make sense? Like, does it make sense to maybe enter a relationship and have children and stuff in your 20s? Yeah, that probably still makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably not throw that out. But we threw the baby, the bathwater, the tub, we just threw it all out because we were like, oh yeah, this is toxic. And there were a lot of toxic things that happened in the past with women being considered like property and being married off by their fathers to someone who was like, you know, maybe a family that was richer or more wealthy that would increase the family social standing. Like that stuff was toxic, but there were some good reasons for women being married in their late teens, early 20s, and like getting into a relationship at that point in time.
I think there's
that we
definitely
just threw it all out.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a window where is the best time to find a relationship, get married, and then once you miss that window, it becomes infinitely harder. And I think a lot of women are missing that because they are raised in this like new world where we're taught a woman don't need no man. And I'm just like, but what if a woman would be better off with somebody to compliment them instead of hold them back?
And here's the thing too, like, I mean, well, I've said this before, me and my boyfriend have been together a long time, even though we never got married. I took the attitude because I was really young when I started dating him. But I kind of took the attitude like, this is a person who I like being with. We get along. We can stand being in the same house with each other for long periods of times. And yeah, I could try break up with him and be like, oh, well, I want to go, you know, explore and see what else is out there. Because I don't want to miss out on something that might be better. But my thing was like, no, I think if I have a good thing, why would I throw that away? But I think there's a lot of FOMO too. Like, I don't want to be tied down because I don't want to miss out on a potentially a better person who'd be a better match than this person that I supposedly like and in a relationship with.
And that's a pretty toxic way of thinking, honestly.
Yeah, it is. But I think it does happen a lot in modern dating. I think there are a lot of people like, oh, I just don't want to be tied down right now. I just want to see explore what my options are. Well, but why, if you found somebody that you like?
I don't want to be in a throuple. I don't even want to be in a couple.
Bobby, I had sex with that 65-year-old.
Jesus, he's ripped.
I know, it's like they injected steroids into Dumbledore.
Not to be fat phobic here, but why would a 65-year-old ripped guy who obviously stays fit, why would he have done the obviously overweight guy with two chins who probably hasn't walked a mile in the last year?
I mean, maybe he's just into bears. I don't know.
See, I'm not buying what they're trying to sell me here. I'm an overweight girl, and I probably wouldn't have gone for that guy.
Yeah, you know, the stereotype is that like gay guys are way more picky in general than women are.
Well, maybe we just have a 65-year-old chubby chaser.
I mean, that's possible. He could just be into bears. I mean, no judgment here.
Oh my god, that's
what he's
Aaron.
into.
He's very hot.
Gay guys are so stupid.
I know. But we've been smart enough to brand ourselves as being smart.
It's our little secret.
I don't really think I made sense of any of that, really. I don't know any gay guy that's really just all that stupid and then pretends that they're that smart. Like, what are they even really talking about there?
I don't know. I mean, they are men.
I don't think I'm his type. He's like gay Tom Brady.
What are you into? One of these ripped idiots with no opinions?
No, I'd like someone who's physically very frail and won't stop talking.
And I bet he's as intimidated by you as you are by him.
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, I can do whenever and I can do whatever.
Cool. Whatever, whenever. GIF of Michael Scott dancing.
Oh.
This is so cringe.
Do you think this is like who wrote this?
That guy
Because
right there, that guy sitting right there, I think is the one who wrote it.
Is he gay?
Yes.
Does he like have a boyfriend or has he dated? I just have a hard time believing this is how actually gay men talk to each other. But I'm not a gay man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that is how they talk to each other. I don't claim to know.
Yeah, Billy Eichner is the guy that's sitting on the couch there. He is one of the writers, and he plays the main character as Bobby. He did co-write this.
I mean, maybe that's how they talk to each other. No guy I ever know has talked to me that way, but maybe that's how they talk to each other.
I don't even know any woman who has ever talked to me that way.
Well, you know what's funny? The only people I can imagine talking that way are straight guys.
I don't know. I have no words.
Office GIF? This person isn't gay.
You say that, and this guy goes, "This person is even gay." That was perfect.
I need you to be honest with me.
You like these rowy, meathead idiots.
Oh, look, they're fighting.
You like that?
Hey.
I can be tough like your
What do you like
boys.
to do?
Oh, that's what you like, huh?
Oh,
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, that's cool. My bad.
Oh,
That's pretty funny.
I'm just cringing so hard. I would be embarrassed to have that kind of public display of affection.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
That is embarrassing. Who is this movie for? It's not for women.
But that's really, it's really got me stumped on the movie. It's definitely not for women. It's not even like, so even something like Brokeback Mountain, which I love, by the way, I think is a great movie. It's not a romantic comedy, but it is a romantic movie. I loved Brokeback Mountain, but it had Josh Hartnett and Heath Ledger in it, and it was really well written. It had like
Gyllenhaal.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Jake Gyllenhaal. My bad. Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger were in it. And it was written really well. It had a really good story. It had some interesting female characters because both of they were hiding the fact they were gays, so they were married to women. But like this is like okay, this is like what's the movie Bachelor about the bachelor parties that what's his name Andy does for The Office?
I can't remember. The Hangover?
The Hangover. This is like The Hangover but with gay guys, and I don't because The Hangover mostly appeals to straight men. And
well, this is definitely
romantic comedies. But romantic comedies typically appeal to women. I don't know. Are gay guys? I mean, maybe gay guys would like romantic comedies.
I read the
if there
reviews
were gay
of this,
ones.
and there were a lot of gay men who said this was just downright embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah.
So
They
yeah.
took
So if
it's like they took every stereotype that you could fit into a gay guy, they fit it in here, and it was just awful.
so yeah. So I don't know because it's not for women who are typically who go to see romantic comedies. It's not for obviously not for straight men who don't like romantic comedies anyways. And I don't know if gay men are into romantic comedies or not. So
This
Not
right
here.
here, there's an IMDb review that says a plotline that is harmful to young gay men. He says, "I am happy that bros exist. However, despite being a gay man, this movie just wasn't for me. Bros is written from a very specific segment of gay life, a very mainstream, white, six-pack chasing, muscle worshipping, circuit partying segment of gay life that I am not a part of. Beyond that, Eichner's taste and conception of what a rom-com should be is just not to my liking. I believe a rom-com should be hopeful and sweet, a kind of movie where you would just want to watch while going through a breakup to make you believe in love again. Bros is entirely bitter and cynical, even to the very end, where Bobby pledges his eternal love for, and get this one, 3 months. So they're not even promising a forever after for this, which is what a rom-com is supposed to be doing.
The end, he goes like, "Oh, I'll love you for 3 months."
Yes.
How romantic! How romantic!
I promise I'll be with you for like 2.5 months tops.
The same guy says, there's another aspect here that I can't get over. This movie tries to deconstruct the superficiality of gay culture, but really it just ends up upholding it. Throughout the movie, Aaron the jock bro's love interest is seen as sexy and desirable. Halfway through, Bobby walks in on him shooting up testosterone, to maintain his perfect Adonis body. Aaron dismisses it as everyone does it. At this point of the movie, I thought, oh boy, here we go. We're about to deconstruct the jock bro stereotype that the gay community obsesses over and how Aaron maintains and the cost of it. Nope, it's never mentioned again. In fact, later in the movie, Bobby so casually does steroids and does the joke that it doesn't work for him. What the...
Don't know what they're trying to achieve with this.
This person's review on IMDb just says, don't speak for me. Sadly disappointed. I lost 90 minutes of my life. I think Billy is the problem. Neither charming nor funny. Disappointment so average.
I think they're trying so hard to just put everything that has to do with the LGBTQ plus community, and it just backfired. Like they can't even promote their own thing correctly. So, but they bitch about a straight person trying to portray
they get into the straight thing on this too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride!
Now I have to go to a Pride party and you're both too old to be in the pool. Please leave.
What?
People are threatening to boycott the museum.
You can't say Lincoln was gay.
If we don't do this, we're letting the heterosexual terrorists win.
Heterosexual terrorists win?
Is that what it said?
He said if we don't do this, we're letting the heterosexual terrorists win.
So this is a problem with watching trailers. Are they talking about the Abraham Lincoln thing, or is it referring to something else? But also,
it's about their LGBT pride party, I think, or some kind of marketing. It looks like he's doing some kind of marketing for the LGBTQ plus community, and if they don't do something, they're letting regarding his job, because this looks like he's at work. If they don't do something, they're letting the heterosexual terrorists win. I feel offended as a straight person. I feel offended.
Sexual terrorist.
Yeah. Because of the fact that I am just my own person. I'm the kind of person. Look, if you want to be gay, be you. You do you, boo. I don't give a shit. Just don't shove it down my throat, because I am trying not to shove myself down your throat. I don't really want to know about that, because it's not how I was born. It's not how I identify. It's not where I align. But apparently that makes me a heterosexual terrorist now.
Are trans terrorists too? Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh!
Whoa!
Trans terrorist too?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh no!
Didn't see that coming.
Oh wow.
Oh, I get it, because Caitlyn Jenner is conservative. That's why they said that, because Caitlyn Jenner is conservative.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what they think of Blair White.
Different from me. You're very intense.
I like to keep things chill.
I can be chill, just like a manly man.
Sup? Sup?
I got you.
Yeah. You gonna need some help here.
Okay, I'm gonna need some help here, bro.
What is going on with you?
My whole life, I prided myself on being self-reliant, but this guy has gone into my head.
Aww.
Then stay single, bro. And apparently you're not even going to promise anything past 3 months.
That's I don't think self-reliant means you can't have a partner. That's kind of a weird take. It makes me wonder if the main character has been abused or something. Or
They don't
maybe
go that
his
deep.
parent was abused.
They're not going to get that deep.
Nah, they go.
Well, I
super
know it's
super
not.
love
It's
it.
a meathead movie. I know they're not going to get that deep, but that would be my first thought. If someone said that.
Yeah.
Maybe you're both bottoms and that's the problem.
Maybe you both bought. He says this in front of his children.
Oh my god.
That's definitely like a child's playroom.
Bottom dick.
Gay sex was more fun when straight people.
What?
Did they say that there, or it was just like a cutting for the?
Maybe it was just the way it was cut.
No.
Yeah.
Listen to. Let's watch the whole scene again.
Bottoms and that's the problem.
Bottom dick.
Gay sex was more fun when straight people were uncomfortable with it.
I'm very uncomfortable, so you can have your fun, I guess.
Oh my god! Like
No,
talking about that.
He clearly said at least part of that in the same room as the children because you saw his mouth moving, and then the kids are like bottom day.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
god.
really bizarre and
I'm
weird.
sorry, but no.
Children shouldn't know anything to do with the bottom. As
They
far as
shouldn't
they
know-
should be concerned, the bottom is their private parts that nobody should be touching.
We're talking about.
We're talking about like
Sodomy.
Okay, I
We're talking
get
about
it.
straight up sodomy.
The thing is, I get that if a gay couple has a kid or whatever, that your job is just to raise them until they're 18. Once they're 18 and they want to do whatever they want as an adult, that's fine. But just I feel that they're just conditioning the kids. So
This is definitely conditioning because you know what? Children shouldn't be knowing what that stuff is before they've hit puberty.
yes, they shouldn't. But a lot of people are going to be battling with this. Probably we're gonna have hate comments on it, but that's just it. Kids are innocent. Kids should not know about all that dirty stuff, and I get it. Like it's hard for some others, some students. Sorry, I keep saying students because I work at a middle school and such, and I've seen a lot of what this like what happens to students and to kids that get how do you say it with this type of knowledge, they start. I've seen enough, I've heard enough during middle school that I would not. It scares me to even send, if I were to have a kid, to even send them to school because of what I've seen.
This is why I don't even think I should have kids.
That's the thing. If I have a kid, it would be homeschool, or I would definitely have a lot of say in what happens in school for it. Just saying, because that's BS right there.
Oh my god, do you guys remember Straight People?
Yeah, they had a nice run.
Oh no, you didn't! Oh no, you did not!
Let's hope us straight people keep having our runs so that the human species doesn't go extinct.
I know, right? It's like
well, it's like
sure.
they're planning on the potential future that nobody's going to be straight anymore, and we're just going to reproduce by artificial insemination, and that's the only way it's going to be. We're looking at a brave new world all over again.
for lesbians, but for gay men, you realize that means that like basically the only way they'll be able to reproduce is by exploiting women, because that's what child surrogacy pretty much is just exploitation of women.
On that note, that movie.
I don't think we're the
watch the Birdcage. I'd rather watch the Birdcage movie.
Birdcage is great.
From 1996, I'd rather watch that than this piece of crap.
Dude, we could talk about better rom-coms than this could ever be. Talking about The Proposal, talking about America's Sweethearts. Those are two good movies that I would recommend any day over this. What were you going to say, Halo?
I was going to say, I don't think we're the target audience for this movie, so I don't think it'll be any loss to them when none of us go see it. But
I'd sooner unalive myself.
But I do think it'll be funny when they act like it's a shock. Like, why would no one go see this movie? Because you didn't seem to really have a good idea of who your target audience should be. You basically wrote a rom-com, which only women like, for this made for men, but not for straight men.
Yeah,
because straight men wouldn't go see a rom-com.
This movie is clearly supposed to be meant for gay men, but
it's insulting to them.
But it's insulting to them. I would argue most men are not just randomly into rom-coms. Rom-coms are supposed to be for women primarily as the demographic of choice. And not even all women like rom-coms, like the three of us. So straight men aren't into rom-coms. Most gay men aren't into rom-coms, and some straight women aren't into rom-coms. So who the was this movie for?
The writers.
The imaginary target audience.
It was written for the writers. They wrote something they wanted to see, or probably not even something they wanted to see. They wrote something they wanted to produce.
Oh no!
What?
I'm looking at numbers right now. As of November 15th, Bros only grossed $11.6 million in the U.S. and Canada, and a total of $2.8 million in other territories. A worldwide gross of $14.5 million.
To make, oh my god!
That's how much it made. That's all it made.
Yeah, I wonder if it even made back what it cost to produce it. Like, did they even make their money back?
No. It cost them $22 million to make it.
I just don't understand who's greenlighting like $20 million for these ideas. So
Wait. What was the total that Bros did?
14.5. They made 14.5 off of it, but that didn't even cover the cost. They lost 7.5 million overall.
That's the beauty of it, because one of the worst rated movies in history was Dragon Ball Evolution, and even that movie, who has I think it's a negative Rotten Tomatoes, did $58 million in total, and like at least it gained something back. This one didn't even gain anything back. Like, wow, that is bad. It's a crash and burn right there. That's gonna top the
even Avatar The Last Airbender, the movie, which was notoriously awful, cost $150 million to make, and ultimately made $319.7 million in the box office. So it made back. It made double what it cost to make. And that was an absolute dumpster fire of a movie, and this did worse.
Wait, but people are gonna say, but they aren't the target audience. It's still numbers.
I'm not the target audience, and I still saw that movie.
I know, right?
I'd sooner go watch that movie again than watch Bros.
I know. Oh God, no.
What was it Mexican Iron Man said? I'd go watch Last Jedi 4 or 5 times before I'd see this shit. That's my sentiment. I think I'd rather rewatch that.
God. That's a tough choice. At least if I watched this one, it'd be over like in a couple hours.
True.
Yeah, but
So
then it lives in your head rent free because it's so
that's
awful.
true. That's true. Well, whoever's greenlighting the money for this projects like this, they either have to be greenlighting it because it's a movie they want to see, or they're greenlighting it because they think Twitter is real life. Let me
Right now, you see all these movies in Hollywood, they have to have either one of each diverse grouping just to be, considered something in Hollywood. So basically, what did they added here? All of the LGBTQ type things, whatever they consider themselves.
Is it really diverse if it doesn't have a straight character?
It has exactly that. Well, yeah.
Okay, so here's what makes this even funnier, though. Okay, you just listen to them trash straight people all throughout the trailer, right? Trashing straight people all throughout the trailer. But listen to this. Billy Eichner says Bros bombed because straight people just didn't show up. Okay, you're going to trash straight people, but then expect them to show up for your dumpster fire of a film.
I mean, what did you expect to happen? What did you expect to happen? I mean, you made any kind of gay rom-com. Like, honestly, I love Brokeback Mountain, but I would have been shocked to hear that the producers of Brokeback Mountain had expected straight couples to go see their dark romance.
When this movie came out, Eichner took to Twitter to say, "Last night I snuck in and sat in the back of a sold-out theater playing Bros in L.A., which X'd out. The audience howled with laughter from start to finish, burst out into applause at the end, and some were wiping away tears as they walked out. It was truly magical, really. I'm very proud of this movie." Huge X to doubt.
Yeah, I'll take things that didn't happen for 1,000.
Alex.
Yeah.
And then it says, he goes on to say, as after box office estimates began rolling in, he tweeted, "That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. Even with glowing reviews, great Rotten Tomato scores, a cinema score, etc., straight people, especially in certain parts of the country, just didn't show up for Bros. And that's disappointing, but it is what it is." He then stated that everyone who isn't a homophobe weirdo should see Bros, adding that it's a special and uniquely powerful to see this particular story on big screen.
Wait, isn't this like kind of the same way that Viola Davis said, promoted the movie? Like, if you don't
then you're not supporting that black women can lead in the box office.
This new way of promoting shit, like, I'm gonna bash my target audience just because, I'll make them feel bad enough that they have to watch the movie.
I told Universal to run me into the ground to promote this movie because I love it so much, and they have. And I'm still out here doing it, and I'll continue to do it, Eichner told Vanity Fair in the film's lead up. "I really hope straight people get out there to see this movie the way that they would see any other big, hilarious comedy in a movie theater that Judd Apatow," I can't say that name, apparently, made.
Judd Apatow.
Made, or anyone else, because it's really no different. No, it's definitely different. You trashed straight people, said that we had a good run, called heterosexual people terrorists, or said that there were heterosexual terrorists out there, which isn't really the definition of a terrorist. No, thank you.
And you put it all in your trailer.
And you put it all in your trailer, and then expect straight people to come see this. Why would I go and support something that basically trashes me because I'm not gay?
Because you're born a particular way, basically.
Yes. Because
sexuality is something you're born with. It's an immutable characteristic. But it reminds, what it reminds me of, funny enough, especially in the South, I see these analogies all the time of like different sides doing the same things. It very much reminds me of like in 2014 when the gay rights marriage laws were happening, and Chick-fil-A was under a lot of heat because they were very much lobbying for marriage to stay a concept where it's marriage between a man and a woman, because they're a Christian organization. And I remember, of course, there are a lot of people protesting Chick-fil-A, and there was a politician here in Georgia who came out and said, well, if you don't eat at Chick-fil-A, he says something to the effect of like, if you don't eat at Chick-fil-A, you're not a real Christian or something like that. And the reaction was, wait a minute, what if I just don't want to eat at Chick-fil-A? What if I just don't want to eat chicken? What if I just don't want to eat fried food?
But
I'm not required to eat your food. There's nothing.
But then there's
says I have to eat your food.
But then that goes two ways though, Halo. I've seen plenty of articles, especially rather recently. I can't remember where it was, but I read this article. It was a Reddit story how this one person, this one mother, out of her own personal values or whatever, refused to go to Chick-fil-A for any explicit purpose, just because she had refused to endorse it, despite the fact that that was the only thing her daughter asked from her every once in a while, and even offering to pay for it herself because of this woman's own personal pride and what she calls her moral values. She wouldn't even go and get Chick-fil-A for her kid. Like, it goes.
But I guess my point is, you're not just like, no one's required to go eat Chick-fil-A if you don't agree with their values. No one's required to go see your movie. And it doesn't have to be because they think being gay is evil or bad. It could just be because they think you made a crap movie. They're not required to pay and give you your money to go see it, is my point.
Yes, but my counterpoint was just that at the same time, it's okay to like these things that have... we're not trashing... And this is where I was going with my point, Halo. I'm not trying to argue with you here. My point is that if you do want to go see something like this and you do happen to like it, we're not bashing you either. It's okay to go out and buy something from somewhere that people would trash you for if you liked that stuff. People all the time would trash other people for liking Chick-fil-A. I've seen plenty of posts where somebody mentioned that they went to Chick-fil-A, and then in the comment section, they're just getting hammered for going to such a bigoted place. Like, dude, if I want to go to Chick-fil-A, if I do happen to like their food, then I'm going to go. It's not because of my political values. If I want to go see this movie, I want to go. It's not because of... It's okay to like things that other people objectively think are trash. That's what I'm saying, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, I'm not required. There's nothing that requires me to go see your movie. If you want me personally to go see your movie, you need to make a movie that I would want to see.
Yep.
And so,
and
I'm
Hollywood is dropping the ball majorly on this new type of movies, I guess. Like, but no, not really.
Yeah, they're definitely... I think they're trying to cater to a certain type of people.
Like, to my point earlier, this is like, they're catering to people on Twitter, but the number of people on Twitter who have a particular worldview is like highly distorted. Like, if you try to compare that to real life, there's a high distortion because you can
Twitter
make up a bunch of multiple accounts and repost as different people and act like you have the same
Twitter
opinion.
does not represent what is really going on in the world.
Yeah, Twitter is not an accurate representation of the world. Exactly.
And these woke companies need to stop pandering to the Twitter mob. That's where all of this is coming. They're pandering to the Twitter mob. They're pandering to what they think the foreign box offices want. But really, this is beginning to bite them in the ass because money is doing the talking and they're not liking where it's walking.
I'd be shocked if they could show this in China. I have a feeling China would not be cool with this movie.
I don't think they would either.
I don't think so. No, I think
considering it only did 2.8 million in foreign box offices. 2.8. Let that sink in.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. That's really bad, actually.
Yeah.
That's like beyond bad. it's really at that point beyond bad.
Yeah,